Hello there, my name's Joy. Welcome to your Yoga Fury class. Today we're going to be doing a Vinyasa Flow. I'm going to be focusing on the neck and the shoulders, sort of loosening up, opening across the chest. So I'm working into shoulder stand. And if shoulder stand is not for you, then I do have an option for you, which still involves getting our legs in the air with a nice restorative posture at the end. Okay. So seated on your mat anywhere that's comfortable for you. If you haven't got them, you might want a brick. We don't need much today, or a flat block. One or the other of those is fine. Just towards the end. Okay, just get yourself comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes. Settle into your body, the space that you occupy. Maybe tracing an outline of your body from the mat on one side down to the mat on the other side. And then the same front to back. How's your breath doing this today? Is it feeling full and deep, or maybe it feels shallow, a little bit rapid? Don't change it, just notice. You can keep your eyes closed. We're going to take some stretches with our neck, just moving it around. So first of all, just drop your chin down to your chest. Roll your chin over to your left shoulder, roll it back down over to your right shoulder, and take a few half circles with your head. Make the movement quite slow. Start to feel into your neck where you might be feeling some areas of tightness. Perhaps pausing in one of those areas when it feels good, taking a couple of breaths there, before moving on to the other side, and maybe finding that spot on the other side. Release your chin back to the center, lift it up so your head's stacked nicely on top of your neck. And then bring your front teeth together. And take a look up at the ceiling. Lift your chin, draw it away from your chest. I can't do that and talk at the same time. Finding a stretch to the front of your throat. Taking the crown of your head up and back. And as we release that off, do it slowly, bring it back to the center. Grow tall through your spine, lifting out the crown of your head. Keep that length through your spine, tuck your chin. Roll your forehead down until you can feel the impact of this on kind of down your back. You might be feeling a nice little stretch somewhere in your mid-back, down your spine. That's where I feel it here anyway. Send a deep inhale into the back of your ribs. And with an exhale, release that off, bring your chin back up. Find that nice centered balanced position for your head. Okay, we're going to roll onto all fours now. So with your shoulders stacked over your wrists. Doesn't matter if your toes are tucked behind you or untucked. We'll take a few cat-cows. We'll start the movement with the out breath. Start it with your head, so tuck your chin, then round your spine up towards the ceiling. Ripple that down your spine, tucking your tailbone under last. Starting the movement of your inhale from your tailbone, will ripple all the way back through your spine, lifting your chin, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, start the movement from your chin, around your upper spine, your mid-spine, up to the ceiling, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, start the movement from your tailbone, snake it all the way up your spine, lift the crown of your head. Last time, breathing out, send that wave down your spine, rippling all the way to the tailbone. Inhale, tailbone first, chest drops, belly drops, chest forwards, chin up, and release that off. Okay, we're going to come into your forward fold, standing at the front of our mats. So step your feet forwards. Have your knees really bent here. So bend so much that you can have your belly on your thighs. So you can squeeze your belly into your thighs. So it's likely that your hands are on the floor here, but if they're still not on the floor, definitely get some bricks or something to hold, or just one brick is often fine in this position. Keep your belly on your thighs as you lift your hips up and back behind you. And your knees might be more bent than you normally like them to be, but that's fine. Keep that. We're going for a nice spine stretch in a moment. So it's really important to keep your belly on your thighs. And then interlace your fingers just behind the base of your skull, top of your neck. And just hang on to your head with your arms. Don't pull with your arms, but allow the weight of your arms to draw you a little deeper into your fold. Maybe bringing in a nice sense of stretch into your neck and your back. If there's any pain anywhere, then let that go, of course. Spend a couple more breaths here, lift your hips, drop your heels down. And slowly let go of your hands. Draw your lower belly in, roll all the way up your spine, up to standing. Okay, we're going to take a back bend. So bring your hands to your hips behind you, fingers pointing down, squeeze your elbows together. Lift your chest, look up at the ceiling. Push your hands into your hips. Lift your chest out of your pelvis. Maybe taking your sternum up to face the ceiling if that's comfortable. We're not going a long way back here, we're just getting warm. Arching into your chest, breathe into your upper ribs. Release that off, come back up to the centre. Stay where you are, I'll turn to face you. Sweep your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together with your thumbs crossed and squeeze your elbows into your ears. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, take your hips to the right and your body to the left. Squeeze your elbows together, reach through your arms. Open your right armpit up towards the ceiling, and perhaps you can gaze up there too. Lift your chin, reach through your arms, come down a little bit deeper, and then come back up to the centre. We'll take the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hips to the left and your body to the right. For our side stretch, finding a stretch down the left side of your body. Squeeze your elbows together, your palms together. Reach through your arms and come down a little bit deeper. Enjoying the stretch down the left-hand side. Reach, come down a bit more. And back to the centre. Release your hands down, or fold again. So bending your knees, keep your back straight as we go. Bring your belly to your thighs, forward fold, hands down to the mats. Belly onto your thighs, nice and firmly. Now interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your arms up over your head, as if you could draw your hands down to the floor, above your head. Now, in this position with your knees bent, then we can work with rolling weight to the balls of your feet. Sink your heels down, lift your hips some more to lengthen the back of your legs, find some stretch, perhaps into your hamstrings. Keep your knees bent at least a little bit if you've got hamstring or back issues. They might be very bent in order to keep your belly on your thighs, that's absolutely fine. Relax your neck down. Let your arms drift you a little deeper here. Lift your hips. On your next out breath, release your hands down. We're rolling back up the spine. Draw your belly in. Tuck your tailbone under as you roll all the way up. Shoulders just fall into place. Head comes up nice. Folding again. Bend your knees. Bring your belly down to your thighs. This time plant your hands on the mat and step your way back into downward facing dog. So spreading your fingers nice and wide. Roll your inner elbows so that they could face the front of the room, the same direction that you would look if you were looking forward. Draw your shoulders down your back. Have your knees a little bent if you need to. It really helps to start with your knees bent and lift your hips and sink your heels down. Plant your left heel on the mat, with your toes pointing out to the side, about 40 degrees, 30 degrees. And then take your right leg, step it forwards between your hands. Ground down through your back foot, squeeze your inner thighs together. Warrior one. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. Draw your left hip forwards and your right hip backwards. Lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. If you find you're quite tight shoulders, you might want to stay here, or you might like to take your palms together, cross your thumbs, squeeze your elbows in with your ears. Lift your chest, look up, find a back bend in your upper back. If there's back issues or this is uncomfortable, then don't. Obviously, come back up to more upright. Breathe into your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then upright yourself. Draw your right leg back to lengthen your knee, lengthen your leg. Don't drag your knee back, have it slightly bent. And to level off your pelvis, you might need to step your back knee forwards just a little bit. Draw your left hip forwards, your right hip back. And now we're going to fold forwards again. Go fold forward, we haven't done it yet. Fold forwards, draw your chest forward. Draw your right hip back as you go. And come to as far as you feel like you can before your back starts to round. And you can keep your arms up overhead, or you can bring your hands down to your thigh, or you can find prayer behind your back. Whatever works for you. If that's not working but you want an open chest, then take hold of opposite elbows. Otherwise, prayer is a good one here. Draw your chest forwards. Arch your chest forwards and up to really work your back muscles here. Keep your chin tucked. Drive your left hip forwards to keep your pelvis level. Drive your chest forwards. As you inhale next, come up to standing. We'll step forwards into tree. So take the weight into your right foot. Bring your left foot forwards and take the sole of your foot to the inside of your calf. Maybe your ankle if balance is not your friend today, or your inner thigh. Start with your hands in prayer. Squeeze your thigh and your foot together. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And again, we'll work with opening our chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Perhaps taking your gaze up to the ceiling if your balance permits you to do that. Reach up, find a very gentle arch in your upper back. Now bring your left hand down to your left thigh. Reach up through your right arm. Let's take that side stretch in our tree. Reach your hand over your arm overhead. Maybe tracking your left hand down your thigh towards your knee. Breathe into your right ribs, reach up, arch your body over. Stay where you are so I can turn around. And now upright yourself, bring yourself back to the center. Arms up overhead, step back with your left foot into a high lunge. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat inside your right foot. Bring your right arm up overhead. Twist here. Sink your hips down. Draw your left hip forwards, your right hip back. Squeeze your belly in, twist your body open to the ceiling. Releasing your right hand down on your next exhale, step back into plank. Spreading your fingers, draw your chest forwards, your heels back. And then lower your knees. Elbows in with ribs as your chest comes down as well. So keeping your hands under your shoulders, unless you really need to be more gentle with your lower back, in which case bring your elbows underneath your shoulders into Sphinx. Otherwise, hands underneath, fingers pointing forwards, squeeze your elbows into your ribs, push the tops of your feet into the floor. Inhale your chest forwards and up. Take a couple of breaths here, inhaling chest forwards. Exhale, shoulders down your back, squeeze your elbows in. Drag your hands back towards you. Release that down. Now interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your palms together if that feels comfortable for your wrists and your shoulders. And then as we next inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. If this feels good for you, you might choose to lift your legs as well. Chest forwards and up. Lift your hands, lift your feet. Reach your chest forwards, reach your feet back, lift a little higher. Breathe out to release it back down, bring your hands back forwards. Tuck your toes, elbows with ribs. knees forwards, hold your weight just temporarily, chest lifted just an inch off the floor, and then push your way back into all fours. We'll work with that 2 more times. Belly strong, elbows in with ribs, just lower down, just most of the way, not all of the way, and then push your way back up. Keep your belly strong all the way, try not to change the position of your back. As you lower down, as you breathe out, push up. As you breathe in, and then next inhale, hips up and back, down facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a slow breath out. You can choose to use lion's breath if you like. When we do that, it's like a big exhale through our mouth. Stick your tongue out, roll your eyes up as if you're going cross-eyed to the centre of your head, your third eye point. If you're on your own at home, feel free to have a go. Nobody can see you. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And then laugh that off because we all know how silly we look. Walk your feet forwards. It feels quite good for our throats. Into all fours. Into all fours, into forward fold. I do apologise. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Exhale, fold back down, bend your knees, belly to thighs. And then step your way back again into downward facing dog. I'm changing sides. So this time then plant your right heel down with your toes at about 30-degree angle, so kind of where it feels comfortable. And take your left leg, step it forwards between your hands. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Chest up, arms back. Draw your right hip forwards, your left back to level off your pelvis. Lift your chest, shoulders down your back. Find that back bend in your upper back. Lift your chest, reach. And we'll come for our pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. So maybe you've got your palms together with your thumbs crossed. Draw your left hip back, lengthen your left leg, perhaps stepping your right foot in just a little. It feels easier to level your pelvis. Chest forwards, fold forwards. Only as far as you can go before you feel your back start to round. Stop wherever you are. So you've got the option to stay here like this. It's pretty hefty work on the core muscles. You've got the option just to bring your hand to your thigh and work on your stretch in your legs. Or you've got the option to find reverse prayer or the elbows behind your back. Tuck your chin. Lift your chest, arch into your upper back. Revisit your feet, drive your right foot forwards. Drive your left hip back, chest forwards. And as you breathe in next, come on up. We'll step forwards into the tree, so release your hands. Step forwards with your right leg. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your ankle, your calf or your inner thigh, knee out to the side. Hands start in prayer. Maybe they stay here, maybe they come up overhead. Lift your chest, perhaps you look up. Shoulders down your back, lift your chest. Breathe in to grow taller. And we'll take that side stretch. So right hand down to right thigh. Left arm up. Reach up as you breathe in. Reach over as you breathe out. Stretching into the left side of your body. Send the breath into those side ribs. Inhale, reach, exhale, come down. And then releasing that back to the center, arms up overhead. Step back into your high lunge. So I shall turn around again here. As you breathe out next, bring your right hand down inside your foot. Inhale, twist to the left. Sweep your left arm up overhead. Drop your left hip down a little bit. Push into your right foot to lift your right. Draw your belly in, twist, and release your hand back down. Stepping back into plank, chest forwards, heels back. Then lower your knees, elbows with ribs, coming all the way down to the mat. Hands under your shoulders, inhale, chest forwards and up. Exhale, lower down. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Push your feet into the floor. Inhale again, lift your chest, lift your arms. Option to lift your legs. Take a breath in, expand forwards, reach back through your toes. Breathe out, hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes, elbows in with ribs, knees forwards, hover. Lift up all fours. Taking 2 more, elbows with ribs, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, belly strong, come forwards, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Downward facing dog. So bending your knees, lifting your hips up and back. And now come down to sitting on your mat. Okay, we're going to move into lying down, do a bit of very quick amount of core work, and then we'll move into our shoulder stand. So, lying onto your back. Stack your legs straight, right above your hips, up towards the ceiling. Flex your toes back towards you. Have your hands on the mat, palms facing down. So as you inhale, reach your right leg away, extend it down towards the mat. Keep your left leg reaching for the ceiling. Bringing it back up on your exhale. Inhale to lower your left leg. Exhale to bring it back to the center. I think you probably get the gist. Lower your right leg on the inhale. Exhale, bring it up. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, bring it up. So take this, continue like this at the pace of your breath. This is a bit strong for you and your hamstrings. You can do this with bent knees as well, by extending your leg out from bent instead. Once you've evened off your legs next, you've done the same amount on each side. Draw your lower belly in, round your lower spine towards the mat. We're going to lower both legs, so if that's not for you, carry on with alternate legs. Otherwise, extend your heels away. Slowly lower both legs down towards the mat until that point just before you feel your lower back start to lift up off the floor, and take your legs back up. 2 more, slowly lowering down to wherever works for you. Lift back up. Last time. And come back up. Squeeze your knees into your chest. So, if you are looking for something a bit more restorative today, then we can do legs up against the wall pose. Now, I haven't got a wall right now, so I've got an option with a brick. You might wish to shuffle your mat up to the wall and have your legs directly up against the wall, lying on your back with your legs up. That's not an option. You can take a small brick or book, pop it just under the backs of your hips, so that when you lift your legs, it's going to sort of rock your pelvis down and make it nice and easy for you to hold your legs there. So it's just under the edge. You feel like your pelvis would slip off it, but it's just going to, you'll find the place where it helps your legs feel balanced when they're extended. And if this is good for you, stay here. Otherwise, if you want to take shoulder stand, squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Wiggle your shoulder blades down your back. Push your palms of your hands into the floor for now. Now, squeeze your belly in, lift your hips up off the mat. And then squeeze your elbows in towards each other behind you. Lift your legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Have your hands supporting your hips or your back. Squeeze your elbows in. Lift your feet, point your toes. Draw your hips forwards. Now, it's important that there's no discomfort in your neck here. So make sure that feels okay and you feel like you're not putting the weight to your neck. It needs to be in your shoulders. The weights in your neck come out again, try again, or go back to the supported option with the brick. Hold it here for as long as you feel comfortable to. And then perhaps with support of your hands, rolling your way down onto your back. Keeping your legs lifted if you wish, especially if you're up against the wall, or allowing your legs to come out long in front of you. Just remember what counts pose that if you're doing shoulder stand. Squeeze your elbows in, have your palms, fingertips just underneath your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, look up at the ceiling, maybe take your chin back if that feels comfortable for you. Push into your elbows and lift your chest some more. Maybe bring your front teeth towards each other. Stretch into the front of your chin too, front of your neck. Lowering down now onto your back for Shavasana. So whatever feels comfortable for you, let your feet fall apart, palms facing up. Sending your breath all the way down into your belly like a wave. Letting it wash back out like a wave. Please stay here as long as you've got time for. Enjoying the sensation of your breath washing in and out. Thanks so much for joining me with your practice this morning, today. Namaste.